Hey guys, my name is Jemmy. So you're here because you want to know how to get through Garuda, right? Well, then let's get started. The 4-man content is accessible from an instance called the Howling Eye, where you could queue up via the duty finder, or you could simply find people in your server. Players will have access at level 44 and be capped at 46. So keep in mind that any skills that are above that level 46 sync cap, you will no longer be able to use in the instance. They will be grayed out. So you might want to consider what skills you take with you in the instance. I would definitely say that Garuda is a lot harder than the Titan fight and the Infra fight for the story mode, which involves other 4 players that I have videos of on my channel, so you could go check that out. This Garuda fight takes a lot more precision from your group and just being aware of what's around you. Also, having up-to-date gear that is best suited to your current level will definitely help you out in this fight. Even put on whatever level materia that benefits your class will also, enhance your survivability in this fight. Especially goes for a tank, since, as a tank, you're the life of the group. If the tank goes down, then it's a lot harder for your group to excel in their roles since they're trying to live. So have your tank initiate and turn Garuda's back towards the group and away from the rocks. So facing the tank towards the wall in the back. Because Garuda, you don't want her attacks hitting those rocks because you'll need them later on in the fight. Garuda also just targets random people in the group and tosses a skill called friction that also damages the rocks, hence why you want to be over at one side, the left or the very right. Garuda will also fly into the air, and then when she lands, she will use her, kind of like an ultimate skill that will actually one-shot you, so you'll have to hide behind those pillars. Immediately after the skill goes off, the tank wants to reclaim the aggro on Garuda, and a little bit later she's going to summon adds. You want your DPS to try to burn down those razor plumes as much as possible because the razor plumes will also do damage to the rocks, destroying them. Once the adds are taken care of course, the DPS wants to move away from those rocks again just to make sure that the friction that Garuda does to random party members will not hit the rocks as well. And at that point, that's essentially how the fight goes. Garuda is going to go back into the air, and then it's basically going to be a rinse and repeat. So she just went up into the air and she's going to fall onto the other side, the south side, I guess you want to say. You want to hide behind the pillar once again, and the tank is going to reclaim that aggro. And at that point, the adds will spawn. So you want to be aware that the adds will spawn a little bit later. So if you have any AoE skills, you might want to save them until that point comes up. Of course, the DPS is going to focus on these razor plumes to ensure that the rocks don't get destroyed as much as possible. Of course, there are, classes where they're more suited for AoE and other classes where they're not. The third time Garuda goes into the air and lands back, she's going to land into the center of those rocks, and the razor plumes will actually form or spawn around the whirlwind. So you're going to have to try and gather as much of them as possible and do your damage to burn them down. Again, you probably don't want to be near the rocks, but if you're a melee, you kind of do what you gotta do. Try to salvage as much of the pillar as possible. Try to keep at least a 2 stack alive somewhere. The 4th time Garuda goes up into the air, she will actually do her ultimate move that will wipe everyone that you saw in Titan or Infra fight. At that point, your tank wants to break his limit breaker and use that and give the group added defense so that you could live through that whirlwind move that she does. So all the rocks at that point have been blown away and the field is empty. So you might want to stay in the center because another whirlwind will be around. If you kind of move to the back, you'll take some damage, so you might want to be in the center of that. Continue DPSing down Garuda and try to stay behind her. Of course, the tank wants to stay in front. Makes sense. and then she will go back into the air. When she comes down, she'll be facing a certain direction. You definitely want to be behind her. This is where she'll do her minstrel song, where it's an ultimate move that will one-shot you. So you might want to be aware of that. Just be aware of where she's facing. She will also summon her razor plumes as well. They're going to be in the outer ring and then come towards the center. At that time, the DPS wants to focus on those razor plumes and kill as much as possible. Try to use your AoE. If not, then try to stay away so that when they explode, that they don't hurt you. Besides her minstrel song, she actually goes up into the air and lands back down outside of the purple circle, and she will do another attack as well. So you be aware of where you are. The best place to be is hugging that wall. So don't go past the purple, but just be as close to the purple as you can. And that will rinse and repeat until you defeat Garuda. So I hope this helps you guys out when you're trying Garuda for your first time. If you haven't done Titan yet, here's also the guide for that. And of course, if you haven't already, click that subscribe button on the top so that you could get video updates as soon as they come out. And you can also find me on other forms of social media such as Twitter and Facebook. Thanks guys for watching, and I hope you have a good day. Bye bye!